Bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ta-na ta-na-na 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 ta-na ta-na ta-na-na. Welcome to the brunch gimmick. I am Laurence Cartier. Happy weekend, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday. Just a really fun weekend. I've pretty much kept it chill this weekend, stayed home, feeling pretty good. Yeah. Hope everyone's having a good time. We are here once again for the brunch gimmick. We're going to be talking wrestling what ifs. I'll talking some of the matches that nearly happened and never did. One of them haunts me forever because I so desperately wanted to know what this looks like. We'll get into that in a minute. We'll talk some AEW Dynasty happening in just a few hours, which I'm very excited about. Going to probably check that out live myself. And one might even talk about the promo everyone's talking about this week. There were several promos, but only one incredibly messy promo. And generally, I'm a person who loves mess, but boy, howdy, man, this feud, I don't know. If you're in the chat, please go onto YouTube, give us a like. It helps out the algorithm and gets the show out to more people. So right now, go to YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitter, just hop on YouTube. It's free to do and helps us out a ton. Please give the stream a like. It'll be very nice of you. I myself am going to do that right now. See, I'm doing it live. Doing it live, folks. There we go. 3 likes. If you drop a comment too, let us know how your weekend was. If you're excited for Dynasty tonight. If you're excited, what matches are you excited for Dynasty tonight? But I'm going to pull up the Twitter thread I saved in a second. And also, the AEW, this is stuff I should have done 30 seconds before we went live, but yeah. So, we've got AEW Dynasty tonight. You know what? I'm going to start. I was going to end by potentially talking about, but I'm going to start by talking about the promo from this past week. Because, my God, was that a... So, for those who haven't seen it, on SmackDown... Yeah, it was SmackDown. I'm not insane. Days here. Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton had another promo, and it went about as well as the last one did, and got pretty messy near the end. like reports as of now are saying that they went heavily off script. Like every sign, like I listened to Sean on Kate's their post show, their SmackDown post show with Sean hopped on with Kate. I was listening to a little bit of that, and he said like there are a bunch of like people backstage messaging him like, yeah, no, asking him if it was if it was planned, and like no one was expecting it. No one like like no one had it like scripted or planned. So like everyone in the back was shocked. So like there were a bunch of like wrestlers and stuff that were like, oh shit. Basically, for those who don't know, the promo went through off the rails a little bit. And I feel like I feel for Charlotte because she's clearly going through something very hard. Like going through a divorce is never easy, especially doing it in the public eye, especially doing it as a professional wrestler who has to cut a promo and talk trash to people while you're dealing with this very tough thing in your life. So there's that. And especially that she was like on the Sherry Shepherd show, and she talked about it earlier that day. So like you could tell that she wasn't like mentally in as much and sort of gave up partway through the promo, which opened the door to Tiffany Stratton. Like, granted, Charlotte's like one of those people that like very much can't let somebody get the upper hand, so she will get the last word in. But like the Tiffany Stratton bringing up that she's 3 times divorced by saying you're 0-3, you're alone and you're 0-3, which if you didn't clear that with the other person before, it's a little rough, especially when she was just on a TV show talking about how rough it is and how embarrassed she was getting divorced. But yeah, and then as Tiffany Stratton, like immediately, in case like she knew she was going to say it, and like, I'm not going to let things go sideways this quickly. I'm going to get myself out of the ring in case this really goes bad. Tiffany Stratton immediately got out of the ring, bolted, and as she was bolting, Charlotte said that Tiffany Stratton's real life boyfriend, Ludwig Kaiser, is in her DMs, which seemingly not true, and like just a way for her to get the upper hand because it was sort of a like low thing to do to somebody on that stage. But man, like the build of this Tiffany Stratton Charlotte food has been weird. I don't love it so far. It's gotten weirdly too personal, too quick. Like these are like, again, we don't know the dynamics backstage with these people, where like a lot of wrestling fans develop insane parasocial relationship with wrestlers, like especially like the Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan stands. So you don't know these people and you don't know their relationship with each other, but like talking like that like it just doesn't seem like a good work environment or a cohesive work thing to do in your work environment, is to bring up your coworker's divorce in front of a lot of people. Granted, it is professional wrestling, and it did get me a little more interested in this match to see how it goes. But this is one of those that seem very personal, has now like taken a very personal turn in like the very real way, in the non-kayfabe way. It is definitely like a little like, it's weird, man. I don't know what else to say about it. Like it definitely, I don't know if it like fully soured, like, I don't know. It makes me like a little more interested because I want to know how they're going to handle everything going forward, especially that there's still like 2 more weeks to build this match. Where like I don't know if they're going to let them cut another promo to each other or something. Like they've got to, like they can't just keep doing promos because this is getting more and more personal, and like both sides have at some point not done the best in their promo. So it is what it is, man. I hope that they can pull this match off in the end. Like I trust Charlotte and like Tiffany. Both of them are great wrestlers in the ring, so I'm fairly confident that it's gonna be still a fun match. But like, what the hell is going on there? Like, I don't know how when they're getting this personal with still like a couple weeks before the match. It's getting wild. This part I also didn't want to talk about. When I first saw the rumors online start spreading online this weekend, like right before SmackDown, I didn't want to believe it, mostly because like I didn't see Fightful directly report it either. So I'm like, okay, it could be just one of those things that got out that like maybe it's not true. Maybe they just saw him working with a limp or something. But literally, it's the worst, like one of the worst possible outcomes is Kevin Owens is out with injury indefinitely. He will be stepping away from his WrestleMania match, obviously with Randy Orton, leaving Randy Orton with no WrestleMania match, which in and of itself is rough. Like this close to WrestleMania, and you either like you're losing one of your top stars on the card, or you're booking a match. You've got to do a match in 2 weeks, which I'm sure they're rewriting quickly, with like several names getting thrown in there, like Mello or even the general manager Nick Aldis getting thrown in there as potential matches, which would be fun to see Nick Aldis back in the ring. Like for people who watched NWA, he was very much the prototypical NWA champion, like the perfect embodiment of that promotion. But yes, Kevin Owens out indefinitely. He's going to find out. He said during an interview this week that he's going to find out on Monday from his surgeons. He's meeting with his surgeons on Monday, so he's going to find out if sooner or later. He still doesn't know how long it's going to be. Anywhere from like 6 months to a full year, even if he can. Like even made the reference to that. He like might not be able to wrestle again because it is a neck injury. We've seen historically what happens to wrestlers in neck injuries. A lot of them were out for a very, very, very long time. Like it's about as scary as an injury. Like even if the surgery goes perfectly, it also comes down to the human body and how they heal. Like take Big E, for example, who like currently living with no pain, is perfectly fine with his day-to-day life, but like his neck hasn't healed enough for him to potentially ever wrestle again. And you've also got like miracle stuff like Daniel Bryan, like Edge, like Paige or Saraya, who like because in the years since they were first, like they first diagnosed, in the years like since they're first diagnosed, they like the medical procedures have gotten better, and like the understanding of how to get their like fix their necks or like understanding their injuries have gotten better, so they've been able to return the ring, which has been like absolutely great news. Like so you never know with this type of injury. You don't know if it's going to be like 6 to 8 months or it's going to be the rest of his career. And I really, really like everyone on the show. I've talked ad nauseum about my love of Kevin Owens, like and what he means to Quebec wrestling and Montreal wrestling, and how he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Like there is no, I'm like keeping my head positive at this point and just hope. Like I know he said like if his career is over, that like he could be at peace with it. But like, man, what he means to like what him, Sammy, and even like Speedball mean to Quebec wrestling. Like this whole class the last like 10 years, it's been insane the amount of great independent talent that's coming out of Quebec. And it's very much because of them. Because for the first time, in a long time, we're seeing Quebec wrestlers on the main stage. Like somebody, especially for somebody who grew up francophone, who grew up a unilingual French speaker like Kevin Owens, and who taught himself English because of wrestling from watching TV and watching wrestling. That means a lot to like the francophone speakers and these people who where English is their second language. The vast majority of the province here, their English is their second language. So having that representation there of somebody who like didn't initially speak English but made it onto the biggest wrestling stage in the world and like got better and better at speaking English to the point where like most people won't know he's from Quebec initially, or like French Canadian. Like they hear like a little bit of an accent, but they can never place it at times. But like he's so quick-witted and so great. And like, man, the whole thing sucks. Like whenever the injury bugs have been biting a lot this last week, it's just been one after another. The lost Mark Davis, Orange Cassidy in AEW, now Kevin Owens in WWE right before Mania. It sucks. And like Kevin Owens, like we're all like, as a fan and like as a person, you're like the epitome of what a Quebec or a Canadian professional wrestler should be. Like absolutely so tuned in, so very smart and funny, and like a massive blow to the roster. Like I've said it before, like he should be a top guy. He is a WWE champion material. He's also had great matches with every top person in that company without fail. Made everyone look like $1 million. Could be trusted with legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin for a very good reason. It's because he's the best at what he does. So this is a massive blow to the roster as a whole. I hope to God he can come back sooner rather than later, and that this isn't the end of his career, because like wrestling definitely needs Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens might not read wrestling anymore. He's probably made a lot of money, but man, it'll be a big blow to the roster and to like wrestling as a whole if he's no longer doing what he does best. But yeah, that was the other big thing like this week in WWE. Just like we're getting closer. Like we've also had like on Raw, we had the very good like the Cody Rhodes John Cena promo where like they finally mentioned, like Cody Rhodes finally mentioned The Rock, and John Cena didn't have much to say about The Rock specifically, about him selling out to The Rock, which I'm pretty sure they're saving that till Mania. But like this was honestly the best week of their promos, their back and forth promos they've had the last few weeks in the last Europe show, which I, for one, am going to miss. I really enjoyed having wrestling on at 3 p.m. Like literally when I get home from work, within like 5 minutes of me getting home from work, I'm turning that thing on. So I usually around here like 10, I get home around 2:55. And like having that on at 3 p.m. was like beautiful for me. I quite enjoyed it. We did get the juxtaposition of the American crowd, even though like it was like the WWE sort of weaning us off the high energy of the European crowd by going to Chicago, which is like not a European crowd, but like one of the more high energy ones. So it's like they're trying to wean us off as we get more and more American crowds, and American crowds are very hit and miss. Like, granted, with Canada too, but like a little less with Canada because we don't get as many shows as the States. And like, we are a very, very large country. So if there's like, it's harder to drive places here than it is in the States. So like, unless somewhere is in your city you're living in, you might not get to see WWE as much. Like there hasn't been a WWE show in Montreal this year, or AEW. Like we've been very lucky the last few years, but like this is gonna be like looking like the first full year in a bit where we haven't had one of the big companies come to town, which in of itself kind of sucks, but whatever. But yeah, with the last European show, I felt it was their best promo by far. Everyone did. The back and forth between John Cena and Cody Rhodes was amazing. How you doing, Fernando? Hope you're having a great weekend. We're just chatting this week in WWE. Then we're talking a little Dynasty. Then we're gonna like throw up some of wrestling's, like seeing sadly as Kevin Owens has to step away from his match. We're gonna talk about some of like WWE's greatest like what if matches. I've got some pulled up on the Twitter here. I'll have that up. Oh, hide my DMs. I'll have that up in a second. But yes. Oh yeah, like I felt at the end Cody got the best of him. I enjoyed Barrett had to sit ringside as Cena said he buried mediocrity. I'm like, damn, like the man's right there. Because like one of the first things I think of, like people Cena buried, or like people say he buried, is like the Nexus. And like that, specifically like that group. But yeah, they it was a great, like Cody's final line of saying they've never chanted "I can't wrestle." It was very good because Cena, well known for the 5 moves of doom, and he's referenced it before multiple times. It's funny because like there are times where I think like wrestling fans have made fun of him so much that he every so often pulls out some insane shit you've never seen him do before. It's like, okay, he can put in the work here. He just doesn't have to. Absolutely. Like Cody's looked very good in this feud. I think even like he's probably going to lose at Mania, but he like the chase for him to get back to the top is going to be great. Probably going over the summer and like through the year, because like Cody is like has solidified himself and like as the top baby face. And like I felt that like a few years ago, but like it was honestly very smart to have him go against Cena. How they got there, little bit like could have been fixed. Like Cena didn't need to be like basically like Cena could have won the Rumble and it would have been a cleaner way to get there. But Cody has definitely proven himself to be the one to replace, to fill that John Cena sized hole in WWE, with like John Cena leaving this, like fully pulling himself out, which again, like I don't think any wrestler's going to retire. I think if his movie schedule slows down a little bit, or there's a space like right before Mania and there's a good match, I think we see Cena back within a few years. Like I'm honestly, there's no one ever really fully retires in wrestling, mostly because there's no retirement. There's no 401k or pension. There's no wrestler pension, which is mostly for independent wrestlers, because WWE wrestlers just make a lot more, or TV wrestlers make more money. But yeah, I could see Cena return with like a few years. But yes, it is like a perfect marriage of like Cody by like year's end fully implanting the flag that he that he's going to be like WWE's top babyface. Yes, that is true. But like he also like did commentary that like unless like they fully medically can't, like almost everyone tries to have one more match, because like the siren song of that like one final match pulls everyone in after a little bit. Like even I'm like also thoughts and prayers like Mick Foley. I'm happy he's A-okay and out of the hospital, but like he had a scary car accident this week also. But like even Mick Foley was debating a one final death match, because he refereed a death match with LPW alum Tara Zepp, who was on one of the LPW shows. And like he got that bug a little bit, but like his doctors advised him against it because he is very old now. But the temptation of one final match pulls everyone in. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cena again in the WWE. But yeah, there was a great promo. Like they are like, if it wasn't already solidified, like clearly the main event of night 2. Like their story is far and above like the biggest story in WWE right now. Which like is well deserved on both ends. Like especially at Cena, I don't think he's going to be around till like I don't think he's around this week. I think he's back next week for like the go home shows. So like I wonder what they're going to do with those last few weeks with Cody. But like again, both of them are knocking out of the park. Cena showing why he's been at the top of the game forever. Like his best promo he's cut. It's like in his like sour, demure, emo sort of thing. He cut a very, very good promo as well. Like everyone, like most people are citing that Cody won, but like Cena did a hell of a job pointing out like the flaws, but also like Cody pointing out that because of the what John Cena did in WWE, he like because of how wrestling fans felt, he had to start a whole other promotion, which is true. Like there was sort of like a resentment that like 20, 30 something wrestling fans are being left out in WWE. Because for a while, like citing more kiddish, and it did leave a hole in the market for an AEW to be formed. And like, I'm happy it did, because like you've got a whole other company to watch when WWE is not hitting as well. But yeah, that was like the highlight of that show. And also we finally on SmackDown, SmackDown closed with us finding out what the favor was from CM Punk and Paul Heyman. And it was pretty much exactly what everyone expected it to be. CM Punk wanted Paul Heyman to help him move. The worst possible favor anyone could ask. I also know that I know soon my brother's moving, and he's going to ask me to move, and his apartment is a nightmare to move, and I'm not looking forward to it. But yes, CM Punk, pretty like some people were like disappointed, be like this was the favor, but again, like what did you think Paul Heyman had the authority to do there? It wasn't like he's getting a favor from the general manager or something. So like there's only so many things that he could do. It just like this. My only thing would have hit better if it was a one-on-one match between Roman and Punk, because you did have the awkward third man there of Seth Rollins being like, "This is like any intense, almost like three-way thing between these three guys, and I'm also here watching this, that I don't care." Like it's just like him just like laughing his ass off in the corner, but like it was a little strange to also have Seth there. See, that's what a lot of people think. Like some people, like, man, after everything he's been through with Roman, it would be weird if he leaves Roman. Like leaving Roman for Seth of all people would be insane. But like he's been through so much with Roman and like been steadfast that this is like ride or die. But just having him play like the one person who could possibly pull him away is CM Punk. And like the dichotomy there is going to be really like fun to watch on Mania Night, of like how much is like he's going to be in Punk's corner, but how much is he going to cheer for Punk? Is he also going to be like, because he's clearly just still going to want the tribal chief to win, if not Punk. Like especially like it opens up to seeing more of Paul Heyman's amazing acting, because his face acting is some of the best in the world, and he's going to sell the shit out of the pain he's in throughout the match. like I just think like he has mentioned like so many times how his relationships to the Samoans, how deep it runs. Like I don't think he can fully leave Roman. I don't know. It'd be so weird for me for him to leave Roman at this point. Like after like there's three people that can pull him away. One of them we don't talk about anymore. And the other one's CM Punk. They could pull him away from Roman. Like there has to be a good reason for him to go side with Seth. Like, and I just don't I don't see his reasoning because like there's reasoning why he went with Roman, and it's because he has a like long held deep relationship with that family, and like saw the greatness and like there's a kayfabe reason why he went there, and like helped them. There's a reason why he was with CM Punk. That's the thing. Roman takes everyone back though. Like at the end of the day, Roman, like both Jimmy and Jay tried to beat the hell out of him, and he took him back, as like Sammy too. Even though like he takes everyone back, but he still hasn't apologized. That's the thing. He never apologized for mistakes, so which is like he's the heel in this at the end of the day. Like Roman's the one that hasn't changed. Like we're seeing AEW, the fact that Hangman and Swerve are like, especially Swerve is taking accountability for his actions for like the first time and like and stuff there. So like the dichotomy between the companies, like you've got those guys and like as he's becoming more of a baby face there by taking things like to this day, Roman has not apologized for a thing he's done. And like that's why like Kevin was right about him. Like he was right with everyone siding with him. It's like he hasn't said anything or done anything to change. He's just been the same person. He's just like people missed him. The like since the Heart Grow Fonder, he was gone, and like Solo was a bigger dick, which made Roman more likable and made him want to be on top. But yeah, we got the promise, like the thing. So we're gonna have Paul Heyman in CM Punk's corner, which is going to be a telenovela onto itself in between this match, where you still got Seth Rollins in there, who's like true hatred of both men. Especially, he's more seething hatred of Punk at this point. Is great. Like I loved the week before the promo there, where he straight up said like, the WrestleMania main event is great. It's like a great thing, but like I hate Punk so much. I don't want him to have this. Like I'd rather cut off my nose to spite my face. Like I'd rather not have the main event just to spite Punk, because I don't want him to have this career thing. Like he's been doing great work too throughout this whole thing. Also tonight we've got AEW Dynasty, which I'm going to let me see. Let me pull up the card. Obviously the match I'm looking most forward to is the triple threat between Kenny Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball Mike Bailey. That is the very good chance to be a show stealer tonight. You've also got the main event between Swerve and Mox. Like most people are saying Swerve is going to win. Like personally, I could see it both. I'm not fully sold on Swerve winning it. Although I do like his like, just like I just said, the retribution angle. You've also got Tony Storm versus the Megasis, which is again, like I think Tony Storm wins it because I don't think she's gonna drop the title, but like I think I don't think Tony Storm drops the title that quickly after winning it, like after one pay-per-view. Let me see. Here you go. Images of AEW Dynasty card. Oh yeah, you've also got the Death Riders versus Rated FTR for the trilogy for the the three-way title, the trios title, which going to be a fun match. They teased Rated FTR breaking up, but like they just got back together last night, just sort of hugged and made up. And I could see Rated FTR winning the trios title. Like I feel that that's the title they put on Cope. Also, you've got the Hurt Syndicate versus Big Bill and Brian Keith. I'm gonna I think the Hurt Syndicate retain. I think they are very much over with the crowd. And like I love Brian Keith, but I like I said, like every single time I would like to see him away from Jericho potentially. You've also got the round one match for the Owen between Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay. That's could be a toss. Like I think Will Ospreay is going to win just because they wanted to go further, but like AEW has done so because it's this tournament single elimination. Unlike the one later in the year for the Continental Championship. Like it's going to be an insane match. Like Kevin Knight's very, very, very talented. I'm very excited for this. Also has the chance of being very much a show stealer. The other Owen match, you've got the Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart. Again, I think Mercedes Moné is going to go over there. I think Julia Hart's going to give her a hell of a fight, but like I don't see their like top women's star going down in the first round. Like it would be exciting and like a huge push if they put Kevin Knight over Will Ospreay, but I think Will Ospreay goes over Kevin Knight in a hell of a fight as well. Am I missing any matches? Let me see. I think that's about it. I think I got to hit everything. But yeah, the AEW Dynasty tonight from Philly. Okay. Also, so one of the main topics I wanted to talk on to round out the show today is wrestling what ifs. There's actually a great thread, which I'll screen share in a second. Boom. Screen share, present. Oh, I could have done it as slides in PDF. Doesn't matter how I'll screen share. There we go. Nope, wrong screen. Nope, wrong one. That's better. Here. So, like the one, let me see. The one that haunts me the most is this one. The Demon versus Sister Abigail match. I so badly, like, I don't know why they, like, I think it's like right before Halloween. That's why he's like pumpkin colored for some reason, the Demon. But like, I really, really want to know what the hell Bray Wyatt was going to dress like to be Sister Abigail. Like, I wanted to know the fit for this match. I was like, it is too bad we will never find out. Or like, hopefully it's in his notes somewhere what their plan was for this match. Because I haven't seen or heard anyone talk about it. My God, this haunts me every time. I'm like, man, that is one of those what ifs that like medical issues. I think it was a COVID thing, or like he got sick right before the match, from what I remember, and they had to cancel it. Like which is like, that's one match here. Like, man, I wonder what the creative was for that. This day one match, like Roman testing positive for COVID and like having to step away, and I think Seth Rollins replaced him. This was to have a Punjabi prison match without the Great Khali. is absolutely insane. But this one, he was replaced by the Big Show in this match. So the Undertaker and the Big Show had a Punjabi prison match for, reasons. Because it says here, Great Khali's hepatitis C blood test hadn't come back yet. So they couldn't clear him for the match. But my God, like Punjabi prison is already silly enough. But to not have to just be two white dudes for some reason having a Punjabi prison match is wild. Like, man, I always feel for the live crowds for those because those are impossible to see anything. Like, the second they built that, they must have thought, like, we can only do a couple of these at best. Like, even doing one is not a great idea for a live crowd. But yeah, I find it especially hilarious that they replaced Great Khali with the Big Show. Just throw another big fucker in there. No one's going to notice. Yeah, at Night of Champions, CM Punk versus what was supposed to be Kevin Nash, but replaced by Triple H because he would want to wrestle Punk instead. Peak Triple H there. Always booking. At Crown Jewel, like Roman having to step away because of his fight with leukemia, sadly, and it just becoming the curse of Crown Jewel. Like for years, that show was very, very, very cursed, full of like either in the show constant injuries or people stepping away, not wanting to do it. But this one became a one-on-one match. Like again, it's one of those like Roman was probably going to win it, but like that was a interesting match. Yes, we got the greatest form of the Shield. Whereas they're supposed to be the Shield versus the Miz versus the Bar and Strowman and Kane. But Roman was sick. Roman had medical issues and was replaced by the greatest member of the Shield, Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle coming in that Shield gear, coming out with the Shield gear and the full Shield entrance was perfection. Love that. What a time. What a time to be alive. Let's keep going. Oh, this one here broke my heart. Like, this is the match. The second you see the graphic, you're like, man, you know exactly what happened. This is the match Stone Cold Steve Austin, who, again, especially in this time, and Vince not caring a little bit about burnout. Like, Stone Cold was clearly burnt out. Like he's mentioned before, he was completely burned out by that point. He was WWE's top guy for a long time now. And like the burnout got to him and he walked out of the company, like straight up did no showed Raw. I think he either was at Raw then left. And they're like, I think he didn't, there were rumors that he didn't want to put over Brock or something along the line, but I think he's disputed it a little like that a little bit. I think he just wanted to have, he wanted the match between him and Brock Lesnar to happen at a bigger thing. Like he didn't want it to be just a qualifying match for the King of the Ring tournament. Like he felt that it was a bigger match and Brock going over should have been bigger. So he walked out of the company, one of those like monumental moments in WWE, like, and not the last time somebody will walk out of the WWE because of burnout, but they ran him ragged. Those last few years, like Vince was not caring about much about his wrestlers being tired, and like I think it was a matter of time. I don't think it wasn't personal to Brock. He made clear, It just, he felt the match should have been a bigger match than a like one-on-one for a qualifying match on Raw for WrestleMania. So yeah, that one was changed, and Bubba Dudley replaced Brock Lesnar in that match. Which I actually remember that match. But I remember like that as a kid was shocking that Stone Cold was out of the company overnight. Yeah. Speaking of Crown Jewel curses and people not working on Crown Jewel, this match between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan didn't happen because Daniel Bryan refused to work the show, which absolutely fair to not work a Saudi Arabia show. I will never fault anyone for not working or not watching a Saudi Arabia show. Whoops. Accidentally X'd out. Whoops. I'll be right back. Hit the wrong button. Dang. Wait. But yeah, like I wouldn't fault. I don't fault any of them. I'll do a couple more before we wrap up. Screen share a second. Share. So we've got Brock Lesnar versus Jinder Mahal. AJ Styles replaced Mahal, winning the WWE champion after winning the WWE championship. Which, for all those of us who are vehemently against, again, this channel, other than that time Puff did, we're vehemently against hindering Jinder. Unless you sing the song by Hinder. That is the only time you can hinder Jinder, is by singing the song by Hinder. I did center a sentence I just said out loud. Sure, that was a tongue twister. The fact that this match almost happened at SummerSlam 2021. But Sasha Banks was unable to compete that night. Crazy, we almost got that match earlier. There are like so many. There's like 2 threads of this. They could go on forever of just like matches you're supposed to have, or like butterfly effects by like the like butterfly effects of like people being injured and not be able to compete, and then somebody replacing them, and them like, I would say one of the like ones I think about a lot. Wow, I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, like there is like quite a few of these butterfly effects of like wrestlers who get like replaced the last minute. Like, oh, that's what I was thinking. Like the entire thing of Kofi Mania happened because Ali got injured, and he replaced him at Elimination Chamber, and like everyone got behind Kofi, and we got this amazing moment with Kofi Mania, one of my favorite all-time WrestleMania moments. Like, I was quite literally on the edge of my friend's couch at the end of the match. Like, I was so locked in. I'm like telling like my friend, we got like this is my main event here for the night. It's also the last full single day WrestleMania. But yeah, like I was definitely locked in for that match. And like that straight up was happened because a match that didn't happen. Like he was supposed to be in that match. Kofi replaced him. Everyone wanted Kofi to win. And it was like one of those rare times, which we're probably not going to see for a little bit, of like there wasn't a set solid WWE champion. Like there wasn't a hierarchy like there is now because of injuries, because like WWE is in flux. So guys who hadn't won it before had a chance to win. So that was a great time. It was just like the literally perfect time where it could happen, like the only time it could happen. And the fact like fans willed it to happen and it actually ended up happening. And like it happened in a great match with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson was something special. So like you can take we still don't know what's going to happen with Randy Orton at Mania. You can hope for like a little bit of positive to come out of this and hoping that they can pull out a great match and tell some sort of story. Because like I was enjoying the setup of the punt the last 2 weeks of him bringing back the punt finally. And like everyone knowing like that it was inevitably going to happen to Kevin Owens at Mania, which like, man, it's like the timing of it, like had it not saying like the timing of it just sucks so hard, man. Because like, it's serious. It's incredibly serious that he had to drop out of Mania and like he didn't do the pro wrestler thing or like the athlete thing of like, I can work these last few shows, this like last match in pain. Like the pain, the pain was bad enough for Kevin Owens. And like the second the doctor said, this is serious, he knew like clearly there was something wrong and they could risk severe injury there, like really severe injury for him to not do this match. So like it sucks. Hopefully we get a fun match out of it. Like you saw, like I showed some of them ended up in fun matches. And sometimes some other people get over. So like I'm hoping they pull, like you said, like Fernando said earlier in the chat, like Alistair back, but potentially being the replacement would be interesting. Although like it would be a great match, but like slotting it in seems weird at this point. Like it's just putting it in somebody else at a Mania match. Like it just seems like we're just putting somebody who could have a good match in there. There's potential other stories you can tell with Randy. It just sucks because the other major story that you could have is against Cody, and obviously they're not going to slot him in there. But yeah, that's going to be the show for this week. I hope everyone enjoys watching Dynasty tonight. I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend. We will be back here next week to break down the results of Dynasty, talk what's going on in AEW, and also talk about this week in WWE as they're back in this first full week back in the States, in North America. So we're going to be talking about those Raw and SmackDowns that are happening in NXT. So we'll talk about the big things happening there. And we'll see what other things we'll get up to next week. As we get within a week, will be the last show. It's actually the last Brunch Gimmick before night 2 of Mania, because night 1 is on Saturday. Is the next Saturday, so the next already getting closer and closer to Mania. Before you know it, it's Mania time. Thank you for Nando for hanging out in the chat. Really appreciate you. Thank you for everyone who checks this out on the replay. Again, if you have time or like you see this on replay or live right now watching and just hanging out, please put a like on that YouTube. It helps us out a lot. I appreciate everyone for watching. I will be back here next week to do more Brunch Gimmick, maybe with some friends. We will see. I appreciate you all. Have a great, great weekend. I'll see you next week, guys.